Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Kryptonian saying here, bringing you guys another discussion for Black Clover. And today we gotta have a real conversation about the future outcome of this Asta and Yuno team up against Lucifero. Right now, this stage has been set for what is arguably about to go down as one of the most brutal battles in all of Black Clover. We've seen some absolute slugfest in Black Clover so far. However, the thing that we have right here is that we've not seen a gap in power this huge that we're currently seeing between Asta and Yuno fighting against Lucifero. Right now, Lucifero is making the case for best boy in Black Clover when it comes to all the villains that we've seen so far, and he's given a true sense of dread. And for the first time in a very, very long time, it does feel like we could see somebody dying at the hands of a villain. And I don't think this is going to be a fake out. This is not going to be like something that happened where Julius Novachrono ends up escaping the clutches of death because of some overpowered ability. I don't think that we're going to be in a situation like this. Now, I think that after everything that has happened so far in this arc, where you've had Gaja escape the clutches of death, and now you have Lucifero manifested and he's completely just bodied everybody that's in his way, I think that you likely will see a body caught here. However, before that happens, you have to give the hero of the story the opportunity to really step up to the plate and really earn their merit. And I think that this is setting the stage for Asta to get his next transformation. And I know so far in this arc, when it comes to Asta and the Devil Union, it really seems like Asta is getting transformation after transformation. It's very similar to what you have in Dragon Ball, where you have 9,000 different Super Saiyan transformations. I understand the hesitation for this. However, I think that Tabata did something very clever here. One of the things that we found out is that when Asta and Liebe made their contract, when they agreed to work with one another, that was unlike anything we've seen before. So it makes sense that when it comes to Asta having all these Devil Union modes, Asta is in a very different situation than anything we've seen before when it comes to these other characters. So him getting a new transformation is something very convenient for the story, but it's not an ass pull because it's something that was set up all together. And moving things a step further, I think one of the ways that you can kind of have Asta get that new transformation is you can kind of pay off one of the things that we were told. Julius said that Asta would be in a situation where Asta would end up dying. I think that you can take advantage of one of the major shonen cliches, which is that the strongest power up that comes is when a hero puts their own life on the line. If you have a transformation for Asta that comes with its Devil Union mode, and it's Asta and Liebe willingly putting their own life force on the line in order to bring down Lucifero, I think that that's the route you can go, that you can justifiably say that they're able to do serious damage, if not outright defeat Lucifero to the point where he has to go back to the devil world. I think that that could be something that works, but in exchange for this, Asta's got to get left in a near-death state where he's out of the story for a little bit. I think that that is something that can work. And for an example, what I'm talking about, if you look at the old school anime, so if you look at Yu Yu Hakusho, when Yusuke Urameshi was fighting against Suzaku, one of the four Saint Beasts, that's one of the things we saw there. Yusuke tapped into his life force in order to overcome Suzaku's attacks. I think that you could do something very similar here, and I think that that would be something that is very much earned. And I think that doing that in combination with seeing Yuno right there with them, maybe Yuno watching this, I think that that could be something that really kind of takes the story up to another peg. That would further continue to raise the stakes a little bit, and that would also give us the opportunity to, like previously stated, pay off Julius's prediction that Asta will die at one point. And I think that the other thing that this can do is it can further cement Asta when it comes to the path that he's taken towards becoming the next Wizard King, because you're going to have all those captains who are there. They're going to see this. They're going to see that Asta literally put his life on the line in order to push back this devil. The reason why that's so important is you're going to have a lot of people who are going to be able to go to bat for Asta when you likely have Asta once again brought up by the Clover King later on, stating that Asta had a devil, that Asta couldn't be somebody trusted. And it's because you have the Clover King looking down on Asta. I think that you could have that right there be used to further cement the fact that Asta is in the clear and safe. And the other thing about this is that the captains can be used as a way to further change the public opinion of Asta, because we do know that there are people who are in the kingdom that know that Asta is quote unquote a devil. And the idea that Asta went as far as making a deal with a devil in order to put his life on the line in order to protect the Clover Kingdom, that's going to change the viewpoint of Asta in the eyes of so many people. And the idea that Asta made this ultimate sacrifice in order to bring down Lucifero, and Asta, say in a situation like Tsunade where for all intents and purposes people think that he's dead, however he's really in a comatose state, I think that you could do a similar situation here. And when Asta does come back too, you have the Magic Knight captains who are there who have been able to change the opinion of him. I think that that's probably your fastest way towards fast tracking Asta towards kicking Julius out of his position as being the Wizard King. I think that we've hit the point to where Asta, he's already surpassed Julius. The only thing that he needs right now is the recognition. And I think that this is one of the ways that you can actually pull something like this off. Now, all of this is assuming that Lucifero is going to be your final villain. If you don't think that Lucifero is going to be the final villain of Black Clover, then it might be a little too early to make a suggestion like this. As much as I don't like the idea of it, I do think that we could be potentially going into a final arc. And I think that Lucifero, while he might be the final physical villain, the final villain itself is going to be something more of a symbolic gesture. However, I want to know from you guys, what do you guys thoughts about this? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Have an awesome day, guys.